Hey y'all, welcome back to Sidewynders Shed. Matter of fact, we're actually in the shed today. Part 2 of 5.2 liter Magnum 318. What we're going to do is take the heads off of it today. And so let's get into it. First thing we're going to start doing is going to take the valve train apart. Unlike an LA engine, Magnums have what they call a stud style rocker arms instead of a shaft. So these ones here actually come off in pairs. Go. They come off in sets, in pairs. And yes, I know my shed is still a mess. Anyone with OCD and that actually takes anything apart for a living is probably cringing right now. But I'll tell you this much: the only thing I'm interested in on this engine is the heads and the block, maybe the valve train, but most of it. Right now, after looking at it a little bit more in depth, I don't think this engine actually has 40,000 miles on it. I think it has more like 140,000 miles on it. The timing chain is loose as hell. I have some connecting rod bearings. When you check them, they're not supposed to go clink, clink, clink. These ones are. And when I took the other head off, I actually didn't see any factory cross hatching on this engine. It's pretty well worn smooth. Chrysler engines, Mopar engines, because of the high nickel content, are supposed to be very tough blocks. At least that was the old ones. That was the case with the LAs. I'm not sure about these Magnums. But irregardless, any engine with 40,000 miles on it, if it was kept up, you should still be able to see cross hatching on the cylinder bores. And this one was smooth. There was nothing there. Anyway, all right, so there. Those right there are our rocker arms. These are our push rods.
Do that again slower.
Put these in here. The next thing we're going to do is break loose the head bolts. And I already know this is going to hurt. It's going to hurt me. Because I want to stay away from the machine shop as much as possible. I don't want to take a chance of warping the heads. So what we're going to do is we're just going to break it loose a little bit, and we're going to go in a circular pattern. Try to relieve the pressure a little bit at a time. Ooh, that one was kind of loose. That one was kind of loose. All right. Down here. Doesn't exactly matter what pattern it is, but just so long as you do it somewhat evenly, just a little bit at a time. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think somebody might have been in here before. We already got this one, I think. Yes, we did. That one. Come down here. Get this one. There's 10 bolts on this thing. Let's see. Did we get this one yet? Yep. Alright. Got the end. Got that. Alright. That. Okay. Got that. Got that. Alright. Might have got almost all of them. Yep. Yep. Got them all. Got them all. Okay. So, next thing we're going to do, we're going to leave this one in here. And loosen that one up. This one out all the way. Come on, let's go. Okay, that one should be a little easier than what it is, but it ain't. She's sticking. There we go. Alright, the outside bolts, the rusted ones you see, they're short.
Slow down.
Loosen that one up a little bit. I'm going to pull this one right out. This engine was set up a little bit better. It's a little bit off kilter. I would leave this outside one in, but right now all I'm going to leave in is the 2 inside bolts until I break it free of the gasket. And again, there's several different ways to break it free from the gasket. I'm gonna try what worked on the other side, and that's a crowbar. Yeah, I know, I can hear you. Why are you gonna do that? You're gonna break something. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll give it a thump. Yeah. We'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens here. Because I got some good metal to pry on. There we go. I think we got it popped. I think we got it popped. Yeah. Yep, we got it popped. We got it popped. Alrighty. Oh yeah. Yep. Yep, she's popped clean. Now there are pins in here that will hold the head on. But when it's on an angle like this, you don't want to trust it too much. So we'll set that right there. And no, I'm not worried about dirt and crud and everything in here right now, because I'm tearing it apart and all this will be cleaned up later, including my bench and everything else. But here we go.
Dang.
Here comes the head. Oh, and the gasket came off with it too. Outstanding. Alright. Oof. Yeah, this engine been sitting for a while. It got some crud in it. But I'll be honest with you, this side looks a whole lot better than the other head. I could see where it was running real lean. Yeah, you're not going to see anything in there, but it is full of carbon, full of junk. Yeah. And I can tell you right now, there's no cross hatching in those cylinders. All right. Yeah, that can stay there for now. Next thing we got. All right, this is a roller cam. And what that means is your lifters right here. Oh, good Lord. Lifters have a little wheel on the bottom. And they're hydraulic. They have a piston in here. And these things are still pumped up even after sitting for 5 years. But what you want to look for, you want to feel, make sure it spins freely. You don't feel any resistance, any flat spots or anything on it. Looks good. That one feels fine. And these have a little holder on them, because unlike the flat tappets, as the engine goes, they're supposed to rotate so it doesn't wear a single spot in. This, if it rotates, well, then all of a sudden, instead of going this way, your cam starts going this way, starts riding on it. You don't want that. So they have these little holders. Yeah. clean these up later. Now, holder right here. So yeah, that's about it. You know, we're making a little progress here. The other thing is the Magnum. Again, like I said, it oils the valves through the lifters and up through the push rods, and that's how it gets oil up here to the top end. The old LAs right here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. You can see this little lump. That's a boss. On the engine in my truck, which is an LA, there is a hole drilled all the way through this, and that's where the oil comes up, and then it feeds through the head. The head itself has another oiling hole, and it comes up, and up on top here, instead of separate stud type rockers, there's a shaft, and believe it or not, through the bolt holes the oil comes up right here, and on this one it's right up here, and the oil is pushed up through the top of the engine, and that's how your valves up top, your valve train up top, gets oiled. It's kind of like Ford does the same thing. Some of the old Fords, it's the same way. This style here is more of a GM style. But anyway, the head's off. This side here, I had this off earlier. And you can tell it's been sitting for a little while. And again, I truly believe between the timing chain, the fact that it doesn't have any factory cross hatching on it, and the bearing trouble in the bottom, I think this has more than 40,000 miles on it. I mean, it's not a bad engine. It'd probably run, hell, another 60,000 miles. But I think this thing has about 140,000 miles on it. And although it's been sitting for 5 years, it's not in bad shape. But you can see up here, it looks like it had some, it was running a little bit lean. Maybe some injector problems. And I don't know if this is from sitting or if it was just running rich on the back end. That kind of tells me that that beer keg intake manifold, they've always had trouble with those things getting a vacuum leak, and that's kind of what it looks like happened here, because it's only on one side that I see these problems. So I'm thinking that thing had a vacuum leak, and it basically was just sucking in air and running a little bit lean. But anyway, for right now, that's all I wanted to do. Me and my brother-in-law, we're just kind of sitting out here, messing around with the engine a little bit. And hey, I want to thank all my subscribers. I want to thank everyone. Had no idea I'd have that many people watching me do just the stupid stuff I do. I hope you find this interesting. If you do, hit that like button, and please, somewhere along the line, leave a comment. Let me know y'all are still watching it. Let me know what you want to know. If you have questions, whatever, leave it in the comments down below. But anyway, y'all take care. Have a good evening.